Okay, good evening. This is Mark Ball of BetSportsOnEBay.com. Welcome to another one of these great Prizm breaks. First half seemed to be pretty good. Hopefully the second half will be even better. Okay, a lot of numbered autographs. I think we only pulled 2 base autos out of the first half. Seen some more tie-dyes come up, and hopefully we'll see another one of those black Finettes sneak in. We know that Johnny Manziel will not, unless there's the autograph version. Because we pulled his base card about 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I'm going to go ahead and go over to teams, and then we'll go ahead and jump in from there. Okay. So for tonight, I got Stevens Meredith's got the Patriots, Broncos, and Bears. Bolts Chris got the Panthers and Chargers. Geach picked up the Dolphins, Jets, and Bucks. Texas Bustabox. You think this guy does some breaks or something. He picked up the Titans and Falcons. The Furniture Guy got the Saints. Insight's got the Eagles, Giants, and Bengals. SmackDown picked up the Cards. MJ picked up my team, the Ravens. US Rob picked up the Vikings. Schmeckeldog picked up the Packers. Kierkuff, Mr. Kubasek, picked up the Bills. Okay, and that should be it with that. I know I got some other teams. Give me a second to pop open. There we go. Okay, now for the other remaining 13 teams that were sold, these were pre-sold. And again, these for anybody that not tracking, so you don't think I was flipping my lid with only 19 teams. The guys who bought in the first half of the case had the option to buy into the second half, and these are the ones that contacted me. So, Playground picked up the Lions and the Browns. Nick, he'll probably see this later. I know he had to go off for an emergency, but he picked up the Steelers. Mr. Q picked up the Cowboys and Seahawks. Kevin picked up the 49ers, Chiefs, Raiders, Colts, and Jets. Okay. And John picked up the Redskins, Rams, and Texans. Is there any questions on the teams as I've read them? I know there were some questions about some teams that was not listed. The pre-sale is the reason why those teams were not listed. We need some big names and some low numbers, kid. Dang, mosquitoes already biting, guys. This break brought to you by Full Throttle. And if you believe that, tell them they owe me a case in the mail. Okay, so no questions on that. Let me pull this up real quick. Some of you guys are repeat buyers, so this is going to seem monotonous. There we go. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm posting a link to my Facebook group. Feel free to send me messages, sports related. Check out my other breaks, different things. I'm trying to get to where I can treat that more like a day-to-day forum as far as the breaks. I'm just trying to break some old eBay habits. I am looking into, and I've already lined up, and I don't have my invoice here. I either picked up a case of Supreme or Triple Threads for next week's breaks. I'm going to do that Saturday, so Saturday's going to be a big day. We're going to bust a case of another case of 2014 Panini Prizm. We might even do the other half of the Panini 2015 Panini Draft. So by all means, hit me up. If you guys got any questions, I'm debating on the other half of that draft case, whether or not to do the full 10 boxes, or if I just want to continue to do it in 5-box lots like some of the other people are doing on eBay. It does prove to be a challenge because they're all done in college uniforms, so I got to mesh them up. So I'm using cheat sheets, Google, and everything else because I don't have all the. I mean, everybody knows Winston and all that stuff, but I got to get these names these other no-name or non-known names memorized as far as who's on the Ravens and Seahawks and so forth. So bear with me on that. But if you guys got any ideas, I'm thinking about possibly doing a random team, 10-box break. There's various things I'm toying with. So feel free to hit me up with your ideas. I know if I do random team, people like Nick and Jeff, who pick up like the Lions and the Steelers, will be crap out of luck unless they decide to trade down. Whatever team they get. But that's the aspect of a random. So anyway, I'll quit rambling. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, Chad, got you. Seems like every time the number goes up, somebody drops off. So, okay, so again, this is for the 6 boxes of the 2014 Panini Prizm. There will be some randoms tonight, so guys, please stick around. I use YouTube because I can do a screen share. That way you guys can see what I do on random.org live. You guys will just have to click on the link and transition over from Ustream over to my YouTube page. More than likely, we'll have some head-to-head not parallels, but head-to-head die cuts, which usually involves the Bears, the Vikings, and the Cowboys. Okay. We'll have that, and depending on what happens as far as the auto is concerned and stuff, but we'll see how that goes. Give me a chance to adjust the screen, and I'll be right with you, gentlemen. Hopefully I gave you guys plenty of table space. Yes, should be good. Okay. I'm trying to get to where you guys can see the boxes and I can still maneuver. Guys, you will be getting a recap video. That'll probably go out tomorrow. The only thing I'll do at the end as far as any quick recaps is anything that I sleeve up. But I'm not going to take the time and sleeve up every single insert. It just make this video last too long. Okay, so also, if my chat jacks up, guys, please use eBay messages. I will not be ignoring you on purpose, but if I do, just understand that my chat's down, so hit me up that way. Okay. Box number 1. Let's go ahead and get some good colors, some good autos, and see how this rock and rolls. Okay. Let me go ahead and make it clear. Okay, so right off the bat, we got the Hands Team die cut. Okay, and that's Jeremy Graham for the Saints. Okay, and our first red X-Fractor version out of 125, that's Antonio Gates for the Chargers. Slide this a little bit. Trying to keep the hand tilted so you guys can see. Our first Air Marshal, Mr. Drew Brees for the Saints. So back-to-back die cuts for the Saints. Okay, we got our first auto. Robert Huron. This is serial numbered out of 125 for the Bucks. Okay, so we're already starting off with some color autos, so that's great. Okay, I haven't had it back-to-back like this before, but maybe we got a box that's got additional autos. Because right now, right off the bat, we got Trent Murphy for the Redskins out of 300. So, John, you already got a hit. Our next die cut, Mr. Matt Ryan for the Atlanta Falcons. Get these bad boys sleeved real quick. I shifted where my sleeves are at, so I'm now sitting here a little bit lost. Oops. Okay. Okay, we got our first class ring, and it's the silver refracted version, Johnny Manziel, and these are 1 out of 320 packs, so it's a hard one to pull. Need to pull that class ring black Finette, that way I keep on that roll with those 1-on-1s. Okay, Calvin Johnson for the Lions, Hands Team. Our first intro, Brandon Marshall for the Bears. Got a green and yellow. We saw this guy earlier with the autograph. That's Robert Huron of the Bucks. You'll take it? What if I don't want to give it to you? Okay, we got our first fresh faces coming up, and it's the refracted version. Derek Carr of the Raiders, and those are 1 in 96 packs. Underneath that, we got Steven Jackson for the Atlanta Falcons. Just back-to-back autos, kid. I'm not sure if you saw that, but Trent Murphy out of 300 for the Redskins, and Robert Huron for the Bucks out of 125. Okay, Jordan Matthews, Philadelphia Eagles, believe the hype. Send it anyway. Boy, we just bossy today, aren't we? Okay, double hit pack. Lamar Miller for the Dolphins. And underneath that, out of 50, Kelvin Benjamin, Carolina Panthers. I didn't pay attention to the number. 30 out of 50. Nothing significant there. Okay, another... I'm starting to toss the wrong thing. Another double hit pack. Johnny Manziel, believe the hype. Underneath that, Julio Jones, Atlanta Falcons, red and yellow. Okay. You're not seeing double. There's a Julio Jones. This time it's serial numbered out of 99. Okay. At least these are done in NFL uniforms, so I can sort these out relatively quick. Okay, our next our next intro, Andrew Luck for the Colts. Got our first orange, and that's Josh Huff of the Eagles. Mike Evans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. And then for the last pack, green and yellow, Matt Schaub of the Raiders. Okay. Well, never said I was coordinated. Okay. Ooh, almost dropped a pack. I'd like to see some more one-of-ones and some golds and stuff pop in. I agree. I'd like to see some good names come out, especially some of those names that hadn't popped up yet that I know have autos in here. Trying to think. I don't think we've pulled an Odell auto out of this product yet. Trying to think who else. I believe we pulled a. I think we pulled a Derek Carr auto earlier on, and then I want to say we pulled a Blake Bortles out of 50 or 75 a couple of weeks ago. As a matter of fact, I know we've pulled some Teddy Bridgewaters, but I do not think we pulled a Teddy Bridgewater auto, not out of the Prizm product. We have pulled some Vikings, though, and I know we definitely pulled some Packers. Packers cleaned up, I think, week before last out of an earlier case. One $5 or $6 break, and I want to say it was 3 autos and some good solid inserts to boot. Yep. Well, if we can get you a gold, we'll do what we can. Okay, so box number 2. Starting off with Believe the Hype, and that's Jimmy Garoppolo for the Patriots. And I can see these cards are going to be flipped all over. Our next red X-Fractor out of 125, and that's Mr. Marshawn Lynch for the Seahawks. Our next fresh face is Devonta Adams, Green Bay Packers. We got our first auto. And I was just talking about the Vikings. Jerick McKinnon, serial numbered out of 60 for the Vikings. Okay, so we still got these. It could have been, but I thought it was in a previous case. I'd have to go back and look at my recaps. Okay. Jack Ham. Orange parallel for the Steelers. I think that's the first parallel I've pulled of his. Okay, Hands team. Pierre Garçon for the Redskins. Marion Grice, green and yellow for the Chargers. Okay, back-to-back hits. First one is the Air Marshals. Peyton Manning for the Broncos. And underneath that, we got Jordan Cameron for the Browns. Okay, green and yellow. Warren Sapp, Broncos. Buccaneers. I see a B. My dyslexic part wants to go with whatever's on top of the mind. Base Prizm right there, Marquise Lee for the Jaguars. And then we got our next intro. Keenan Allen for the Chargers. Brandon Coleman for the Saints. Okay, we got our next class ring. Mike Evans for the Buccaneers. Adrian Peterson, Vikings. Brett Favre in the Packers uniform. I think he's the only person that's in multiple team uniforms. I'm trying to remember who else might have popped up. But he's in a Jets uniform, a Vikings uniform, and a Packers uniform. Okay, another Pierre Garçon for the Redskins. And we got a NFL emblem coming up. Maybe it's autographed, but it's not. This one is Tamba Hali for the Chiefs and serial number 6 out of 75. Underneath that, we got Antrell Rolls. That's for the New York Giants. I see blue peeking out, and we still haven't got our second auto, so let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay, fresh faces, Eddie Lacy, Green Bay Packers. And it is autoed. So, blue, Lewis Nix of the Texans, and that's serial number 18 out of 25. Again, for the autos, the color does not denote what the serial number is because we've seen those serial numbers all over the place. The only difference is the tie-dyes have been consistent. All the tie-dyes I've seen has been serial numbered out of 25, whether it's autographed or not. Okay, and our last fresh faces is 1 out of 96 packs, Blake Bortles of the Jaguars. Okay, 4 for 4 for numbered autos. It's a good way to start off. going to be an interesting week for me. My son graduated week before last, and then now he leaves. Tomorrow's his last full day with me. He leaves Tuesday. Go to Fort Jackson for basic training. So he gets to start the third generation for the United States Army. Of course, he's not doing it active. He's doing National Guard, but still. Last auto. Lewis Nix for the Texans. Serial number out of 25 is the blue. Hey guys, if you get any tie-dyes that pops in, autographed or not, and you guys decide to list it on eBay, give me a heads up. I might be interested in bidding on it. I picked up a card last week of a, oh shoot, I'm drawing a blank now. Oh, the Andy Dalton. The one I pulled a few weeks back, that was his jersey number. So, but yeah, if you decide to list it on eBay, you know, if this trade bait or whatever, let me know. Okay, box number 3. Okay, first pack, double hit pack. Brian Hoyer out of 99 for the Browns. And underneath that, Sam Bradford for the Rams. Okay, fresh faces, Mr. Carr, Raiders. Okay. Big boy. Usually they're 150. Okay, got confused for a second. James Laurinaitis, intro. Antonio Andrews, Tennessee Titans. And we pulled another class ring for Johnny Manziel. It's the regular class ring, though. Okay. Double hit pack. The first one, Jerry Rice. San Francisco 49ers, green and yellow. And underneath him, Eli Manning for the New York Giants, in orange. You know, that's how you and me got hooked up that time, remember? Okay. Underneath that, Khalil Mack, Raiders. For the Jaguars, believe the height, Blake Bortles. Mr. Gaffney out of 125 for the Panthers. Funny part about it is you and me butted heads. We got it squared away, though. And then one of the other guys decided to be a pain in the butt, but that's okay. He got banned. Blake Bortles, fresh faces for the Jags. Okay. John, would it hurt your feelings to get another auto? Tom Savage out of 75 for the Texans. Oh, you don't have to apologize for it. Once you realize what was up, and you know, I had no problems with it. It was just the way the stuff broke down. But the other guys wanted to jump in and chime after the fact, and one of them didn't even bother to watch the whole video. He looked at it on YouTube, made some presumptions, and wanted to make some accusations. I messaged him, told him he needed to be paying attention. Okay. Got another Johnny Manziel parallel, so that's 2 so far out of this half case. This is to Believe the Hype, which is out of 120 packs. Okay, underneath that we got Warren Moon for the Vikings, the orange. The Panini points, you can save them up and exchange it for a bunch of odd autos. I looked at their site, and it's just basic stuff. They were too lazy. Oh, there is some decent stuff now. I know when I looked, it didn't seem to be much. It just seemed like it was too lazy to insert them into packs. A lot of printing plates was on there though. Brandon Marshall for the Bears, hands team. Hey Reds, do me a favor. Hit me up on eBay or send it to my email, and send me a picture of it when you get it in, and I'll take a look at it and see if it interests me. And let me know what you're thinking about too. Whether you're looking at trading for say break credit, or if you want to sell it straight out or what have you. But let me know. Here's T.J. Jones for the Lions, red and yellow. Next one, Ben Roethlisberger, Steelers, Air Marshal. Mike Wallace, Dolphins. Okay, for the Eagles, LaShawn McCoy. I think he jumped ship too. I think he left. What was I looking at? I was looking at something earlier. I believe he's on a different team now. I think he got traded. Okay, A.J. McCarron, Believe the Hype for the Bengals. Well, they must like you, Geach. Did you refresh? Okay. Anything big for the Cowboys or Seahawks? Not yet. Matter of fact, I don't think we hit anything for them for either the simple base parallels or nothing. Okay, guys, we've already hit the halfway point, so start thinking about that promo at the end. Shaping up to be a pretty good case. Nothing big. Nothing big, but some low numbered autos. 1 out of 75, 1 out of 25, and I think the other one was out of 60. So let's keep the numbers going. Okay, our next intro die cut. Russell Wilson for the Seahawks. So that's our first Seahawks hit. Okay, and that's weird. This insert was the very last of the pack, and that's Kurt Warner for the Rams, the orange parallel. Allen Robinson, green and yellow for the Jags. Air Marshals, Russell Wilson, again, for the Seahawks. So now that you're talking them up, hopefully we'll start seeing some more limited numbers, though. Okay, for the Broncos, Wes Welker. Underneath that, for the Bills, C.J. Spiller. Yeah, you do, Kid Rock. I think you probably spent the most this time. Sammy Watkins, believe the hype for the Bills. Okay, so we already got one random coming up. Okay, Eric Dickerson out of 99 for the Rams. Fresh faces, Jordan Matthews for the Eagles. Okay. Big Poppy. Hopefully you're not taking a coffee break. How about, out of 100, Paul Richardson, Seattle Seahawks. Just misses jersey number by 3. It's 13 out of 100. Okay, so we're going to have 2 randoms because there's 2 of these in this box. This one's Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton. These are 1 out of 320 packs. Okay, so that's going to get random off between the Cowboys and the Bears. So, Poppy, you got a chance for it because I know you got the Cowboys. And was the Bears pre-sold? No, I'd have to look again and see who had the Bears. Okay, our next hands team for the Cardinals, Larry Fitzgerald. Okay, red and yellow, Ahmad Dixon, Cowboys. And here's the other one, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton. So both of the same card, but one's the silver refracted version, but both of them will have to be random. I'm hoping to get some for everybody. Jarvis Landry, Dolphins. Green and yellow, Rob Gronkowski, Patriots. Now, Fort Jackson, he's going for basic training. He'll be there for 10 weeks. And then when he finishes there, he's going to go to Fort Rucker. When he goes to Fort Rucker, I can't remember the actual MOS designator, but he's basically going to be air traffic control. So he's got to go there. Peyton Manning intro for the Broncos. Okay, are we keeping this? Okay. There is 2 red X-Fractors. First one was Anthony Barr for the Vikings. These are serial numbered out of 125. There's another one peeking out, and I'm guessing it's the second auto for this box. Okay, but before that, we got Mr. Manziel, Mr. Rehab, Fresh Faces for the Browns. I mean, Mr. Football. I'm sorry, I joke, I kid, but hey, time will tell if that's going to... Wow. I'm joking and I'm kidding and I'm talking about Johnny Manziel. How about Johnny Manziel out of 50 for the Browns? There you go, Jeff. Didn't get you a big Lions hit, but I got you a big Browns hit. I'm going to quit talking about people. It seems like I start talking about Seahawks pop up. I start talking about Johnny Manziel, he pops up. I was talking about Vikings earlier. A Vikings autograph popped up. That's my lowest Manziel serial number, other than that redemption for that Rivet card. I think the last Johnny Manziel we pulled was out of 75. Okay. Hey, also, Geach, if memory serves me correct, unless something changed, I mean, I've only been retired 2 years, but I also know that Aberdeen closed down and their training's done at Fort Lee now. But last I remember, Commo and Signal was being taught at Fort Gordon, Georgia. Fort Jackson, as far as I knew, was only the training post for the basic training. I do not remember anything being done for any AITs. And I know if I'm losing anybody in the room, AIT for you civilian folks is Advanced Individual Training. John, the last auto was Johnny Manziel out of 50 for the Browns. I'm getting a glare. I can't tell if that's a gold or an orange. I think it's a gold. So I'm seeing some good color. If it's a base card, that's serial numbered out of 10. If it's an auto, we've seen gold autos serial numbered all the way up to 300. I see an Air Marshal silver parallel. You'd think they would serial number those parallels. The only ones they serial number was the golds out of 10, and of course the finettes out of 1 of 1s. Guys, this was definitely a solid case. A solid half case. But I owe Kid Rock some love, like he said earlier. Okay, box number 5. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep this mojo going. So what's your MOS, and are you still in or are you out now? Jadeveon Clowney, Texans, believe the hype. Tevin Reese, Chargers, green and yellow, or red and yellow. So not only am I dyslexic, but I'm also colorblind. What is this a Johnny Manziel thing? Here's another class ring, Johnny Manziel. I know Jeff's not complaining. Here's another Seahawks, Russell Wilson, base. Give who my address? I'm lost. Am I missing some chat there? Okay, double hit pack. The first one, Michael Irvin, Cowboys. Underneath that, Monte Ball, Broncos. Okay, Steelers back in there with Ben Roethlisberger's intro. Okay, Julio Jones out of 125. Okay, I had to look at it closely. I was trying to see if it's a jersey number, but it's 61 out of 125 for the Falcons. Okay. I just covered up the gold auto, so just letting you know. I got a sneak peek. Bishop Sankey, fresh faces for the Titans. But before I get to the gold, how about for the Jets? Calvin Pryor. And this is serial numbered out at 35. The parallel air marshal is Jay Cutler for the Bears. Along with Larry Fitzgerald, hands team. Okay, out of 99, that is Dante Culpepper for the Vikings. Okay, Tom Savage, first faces for the Texans. Followed up by an orange, DeMarco Murray, Cowboys. Hey John, what are you talking about address? Did I lose something? Okay. Now, this is sick. Hey Kid Rock. I said you had the Jets, but you actually got the Jags, right? What the heck is that? Okay. Allen Robinson for the Jaguars, 5 out of 10. So it's gold and it is serial numbered out of 10. Let me make sure I didn't. Oh, okay, I got it now. Let me check these teams real quick. I want to make sure I didn't read off the same team twice. Jets went to Geach. Okay. Yeah, the Jags went to Kid Rock. So Kid Rock, you got a nice purdy one for your troubles. Okay, intro, Andrew Luck for the Colts. Underneath that, Matt Ryan, red and yellow for the Falcons. Okay, Steelers, orange, Martavis Bryant. We have had some gold serial numbered out at 300 for when it comes to the autos, so that one just turned out good for you, Kid Rock. Cam Newton for the Panthers, air marshal. Jaguars, Toby Gerhart. Okay, wish it was a serial number card, but here's Odell Beckham for the Giants. Okay, guys, you guys know the drill. For the new guys, let me go ahead and explain this. I'm getting ready to open up box number 6. I do a promo. What I do is I give you guys a chance to guess who the last auto will be. If you guess correctly, you get what's in the pot. To date, nobody has hit that pot. So right now, for this break, we're at $17 because nobody guessed the earlier lot in the Panini draft. Okay, so we're at $17. $17 is not a refund. It is not cash, check, credit card, or anything coming to you. It is a break credit for a future break. Okay. So, one guess per person and one player total. So if 2 of you guess the same player, first person who guesses it gets it. Also, it does not have to be your own team. Okay. Once I start sorting through the stack, then all guesses are done and final. Okay. And let me put this out real quick. I think I've already got a couple of guesses. T-Bolt Chris. He's got Devonta Freeman for the Falcons. And I think that's it. Okay, so I won't. Let's see, Country Zach. Okay, Zach, I'll get back in touch with you. Hit me up on that email that I sent you earlier. And I'll talk to you about that offline, but rather than through the eBay messages. Okay, so Manziel, Terrence West, Jeremy Hill, good solid guesses. Anybody new to the room that is confused? Okay, again, it's a $17 credit to a future break. Cardine Carey. I'm giving you a hard time. I know who you're talking about. So the Bears are on board. Jordan Matthews, Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is another one I hadn't seen yet either. I've seen, of course, everybody's seen me pull the Jeremy Hill. I think we pulled a Jordan Matthews a couple of weeks ago. And a Carey I think we pulled a few weeks back. Sankey for the Chiefs, or Titans. I'm doing it again. Okay. The last auto, John, Allen Robinson, gold for the Jags, 10 out of 10. Or, excuse me, 5 out of 10. Dang, mosquito bit me on the back of my neck. It's that time of year, guys. I'm no longer pulling field duty and I'm still getting eaten up. So, Gage, did you hear my question? I was asking if you were still in, and what was your MOS, or is your MOS if you're still in, obviously. Last 2 packs, ladies and gentlemen. John did, if memory serves me correct. Let me see. Could have sworn he put in, yeah, he put in Sammy Watkins. If you scroll down just a little bit, he was like the fourth message down, but he picked Sammy Watkins of the Bills. Okay, so all guesses are in. Let me check my eBay messages, make sure nobody snuck in on me. Okay. Okay, so all guesses are stock. Double hit pack, starting off with Steven Jackson of the Falcons, the intro. And Mr. Ray Rice, Ravens. We were just talking about him. This is serial numbered out of 99. Sammy Watkins of the Bills. Andrew Luck, Air Marshal, Colts. Okay, our first base auto, non-numbered. Brett Smith, Buccaneers. Good news on that is nobody guessed him, which means all those other guesses are still in play. Okay, hands team for the Texans, Andre Johnson. Double hit pack, the first one, green and yellow, Andre Williams for the New York Giants. And then that guy, Mr. James Lofton for the Green Bay Packers. Another Derek Carr for the Raiders, fresh faces. Go ahead and sleeve that Brett Smith. I'm still hoping a tie-dye pops up out of this. Okay, again, green and yellow, Greg Jennings for the Vikings. Devontae Adams, Green Bay Packers. RG3, intro, Redskins. You know what, kid? You don't get a lot of pulls, but when you pull them big, huh? Okay, Andre Roberts. Okay, just so you guys aren't confused, he's showing the Cardinals, but he's actually the Redskins. This is serial number 1 out of 125. Okay. Okay. There you go. Trying to get you to see where that serial number is. So that's one of those eBay one of ones. And again, someone asked me about that one time before. If you look down at the bottom, trying to get the wording on that. Anyway, it's showing how he was traded to the Redskins. Okay, Derek Carr, class ring for the Raiders. Then we got the orange, Von Miller for the Broncos. Guys, unless there's a third auto, nobody guessed this guy, Michael Sam of the Rams, and it's serial numbered out of 250. Okay, so it looks like that for the next break, it's going to be at $18. Looks like we're going to hit my cat before anything else. We got another Derek Carr fresh faces, but that's the 1 in 96 packs. Okay, hands team. For the Bears, Alshon Jeffrey. Also for the Bears, David Fales, red and yellow. Cody Latimer, Broncos, fresh faces. We're getting down here. Still hoping for a tie-dye. Calvin Johnson for the Jets. And double hit pack. First one, Marshall's Falk for the Rams. And then this guy, serial numbered out of 50, Chris Long for the Rams. I got to stand next to him at a Pro Bowl game. That guy is just freaking huge. He's sitting there palming his helmet like it was a grapefruit or something. Guy is just humongous. Okay, give me a second to hit the screen, and I'll pull up YouTube and get started for the randoms. Let me get this stuff out of the way so I can work. Okay, so I'm going to show you the autos real quick. The other stuff I'm not going to do until I get to recap. Main reason is because I still have to sleeve everything. Okay, again, what's going to be in my recap is basically the harder to pull inserts, the serial number cards, and obviously the autos. Okay, no particular order. Michael Sam of the Rams out of 250. Brett Smith for the Buccaneers, base auto. This is the big boy tonight. Allen Robinson, 5 out of 10 for the Jaguars. Calvin Pryor out of 35 for the Jets. So a lot of low number autos this time. Johnny Manziel out of 50 for the Browns. So another big one there. Seahawks had a big one. Paul Richardson. That was serial numbered out of 100. Tom Savage out of 75 for the Texans. Jerick McKinnon out of 60 for the Vikings. Lewis Nix for the Texans out of 25. Trent Murphy, okay, that's for the Redskins out of 300. And then the first one we pulled out of 125, that's Robert Huron for the Buccaneers. Okay, so let me go ahead and get these two set up. You just have to give me a couple of moments. I'm going to go ahead and hit stop record on this phase so I can go into the random phase. Stand by.